It's been barely 2 days now, and it's been known that the United States just sent about five prisoners to Eswatini. And it is said that, these 5 men weren't tourists. No, they were America's newest exports. And 5 of them, to be precise, one from Laos, the other from Vietnam, the other from Jamaica, and another from Cuba, and the last one from Yemen. And these people are, like I said, I call them America's newest exports. Human cargo labeled depraved monsters. America called them depraved monsters because that's what they were called by Trump's Department of Homeland Security. And guess what their crime is? Their crime is simply being so uniquely barbaric. And it's funny that the US claimed that their own countries refused to take them back, meaning that the one from Yemen refused to take him back. The one from Jamaica, the same thing, and the one from Laos and Cuba, their countries refused to take them back because they were uniquely barbaric. Like I said, they were depraved monsters, right? Labeled depraved monsters, and their own countries refused to take them back. But here's what is funny: Washington actually did not take them to, and then exported them to the southern region of Africa. It's funny. You see, here's what Washington did, and then it's just funny that Eswatini isn't the homeland to these prisoners, right? It's a tiny kingdom that is drowning in its own human rights crisis already, which we already know that it's a kingdom that is ruled by an absolute monarch, right? Known as King Mswati III, who we know he has one time crushed pro-democracy protests with bullets and jailed a whole lot of dissenters for decades. And then now these 5 men now are now languishing in these isolated units of Eswatini's prison, while government spokespeople spin hollow promises about respecting human rights and all of that. But yet they have prisoners who the United States have refused to accommodate. These same prisoners are now being exported to this little kingdom in the southern region of Africa. It's very funny. Honestly, it is very, very funny. Now, I'm here saying that, is this about diplomacy? I do not see this one as diplomacy. It's more like it's desperation. And the Trump administration has now turned deportation into like a global shell game. You see, and then they pay maybe cash-strapped nations to just hide America's undesirables, people that America do not find desirable anymore. They just pay a whole sum of money and then export these people and depose these people to these countries. Remember, $6 million was paid to El Salvador, where they were giving $6 million to jail about 200 Venezuelans in a torture-like prison. You remember that incident? And then also there was a near successful plot to fly prisoners to the war-torn Libya. Remember that America was very much instrumental in the downfall of Muammar Gaddafi, and the current situation that Libya has been experiencing ever since its demise since 2011. And then now again, they almost successfully flew certain prisoners to the war-torn Libya environment, regardless of what Libya is facing. So sometimes I wonder if America actually have consideration of other countries in mind. 8 men also, we know, were dumped in South Sudan, a country US once has life-threatening prison conditions. Eswatini, again, a country of only just 1.2 million people, smaller than Connecticut. Connecticut is a state in the United States, has now been bullied into becoming America's latest penal colony. It's funny for me, honestly. And behind the scenes, it's even uglier because there is a leaked memo that was revealed, and it's called like the ICE's playbook, where it is said that all they need to do is deport people to third world countries without guarantees against torture. I mean, when you check out something like this from a leaked memo review, you see that it is said that all they need to do is they should deport people inconsiderably to third world countries that still have their own internal crisis. Most third world countries, like in sub-Saharan Africa, are experiencing security issues. And then now you want to export more undesirable people whom are regarded as outcasts, to these countries to do what? Instead of trying to improve the situation and the life of these countries, especially third world countries like most countries in Africa, you are trying to aggravate and even increase the situation and worsen their situation. And then it's also said that they say give them 6 hours notice, strip away their right to challenge deportation in court. Even Supreme Court Justice Sonia Sotomayor blasted this scheme because she saw it as gross abuse of power. But then you see, some people may go against it, but it still may not stop it from happening. As we are seeing already, they're already carrying out such activity, exporting the undesirables to different countries that are powerless and can easily be controlled. And then the government feels unconstrained by law. The United States government feels unconstrained by laws, and it feels free to deport anyone anywhere. You see, it's very funny. Meanwhile, when you look at Eswatini's government is calling this a fruitful bilateral relation. It's funny that most African leaders know how to take shit. They know how to take nonsense. Now, you have your own internal chaos, internal situation, and then a whole lot, and then someone is now coming to add up to it. And then you call this one a fruitful bilateral relation. How? I guess this is translating to we took your prisoners. Where is our check? Because I'm sure that African, especially most African leaders, never indulge in situations or any activity like this if there are no hidden benefits. And these benefits oftentimes only benefit a few at the expense of very, very many, to the detriment of many. So now, where is our check? But the question I'm asking is, why Africa? Because when the world superpower need a dumping ground, it targets the vulnerable. You see, nations squeezed by poverty, monarchs who are hungry for cash, societies that are too fractured to fight back, and with Trump vowing mass deportation in his second term, this to me sounds like just the beginning. It sounds just like the beginning. It doesn't seem as though this is going to end anytime soon. And just that now 5 prisoners have been exported to Eswatini, it simply means that more will be exported to other parts of Africa. I think just some days ago we found out that Nigeria rejected such proposition from the United States and said that they will not receive any prisoners because we already have internal insecurity problems that we're experiencing in Nigeria. And so I'm just here, as you watch, I'm telling you now, as you watch and listen to me, I'm trying to let you know that 5 men are sitting in an Eswatini cell in the southern region of Africa, and they are the human cost of a deal that was signed in shadows, a deal that was signed behind the scenes. And we are wondering, but the question is, will they be the last? Or after 5 now, we'll hear that another 20 again will be deported or exported, like I call it, exported into Eswatini or other neighboring countries. Now, what do we think now would happen? Because this is something I'm asking. What will happen when this continues and most of these people now begin to gain wings in this place? If the United States is exporting people to your country and saying that we will help you and make sure we monitor and help you and see that it doesn't lead to this and that, the question is, if you can help me, why exporting them in the first place? Why not just leave them in your country and then place an eye on them? Or is this the new are these prisoners more like new CIAs or added to the existing CIAs? I'm just thinking, I'm calculating the whole thing. Let me know what you think. I want to hear your thoughts. Share me your thoughts. I want to hear if you think this is a great idea. I want to hear if you think this should not be allowed. I want to hear your take. And yes, do me a favor, I'm one of the finest African commentators and analysts. I want you to smash that subscribe button, share my work, like, and also, hit that notification bell so that when I drop again, you're going to feel me and you're going to hear, and we're going to continue to dialogue and talk about the situation in our continent. See you next time, and yeah, cheers. Hello my people, I am Great Dave. If you enjoy my vlogging and you wish to see more of this, do me a favor, hit the like button and also subscribe. If you're watching from Facebook, also give me a follow. I would really appreciate that. And yes, you can also share my works for your friends and family members. And also do not forget to hit the notification button just so you can get notified the very moment I drop. I hope to see you next time, and yeah, take care.